Hi and welcome to a new vlog. I wanted to show you some of my favorite Swedish spots in London, so come along. So this is our first stop. This is Great Cumberland Place in Marble Arch, and this is where we find the statue of Swedish businessman, diplomat and hero Raul Wallenberg, as he is called in Swedish. So he's famous for saving hundreds of thousands of Hungarian Jews during the Second World War. What is the British connection? Because this statue is big. It was unveiled by Queen Elizabeth II. Well, there are monuments for him all around the world, and also streets named after him all around the world. So he is quite a big deal. So the British connection is really that he was invited to the British Embassy to see a movie called Pimpernel Smith with Leslie Howard, I think it was. And this movie was illegal by the government in Sweden. So he saw it at the embassy, he loved it so much, he stood up and he said, that's what I'm going to do. So he went to Hungary, to Budapest. He rented about 32 really large buildings and he declared them protected diplomatic buildings. On the buildings he put large signs saying the Swedish Library, the Swedish Commerce House, and put really large Swedish flags outside. And this is where he housed a lot of thousands of Hungarian Jews. So another story is his driver told the story of how he went to a train station where there was a train ready to take, a full train ready to take all the Hungarian Jews to Auschwitz. He jumped on the roof to stop the train and then handed out papers, Swedish papers, to say these were protected people. Basically the Nazis were told to just shoot him, the Hungarian military was told to shoot him point blank, and they did shoot at him, but they shot above his head, around his body, so he actually survived because they thought he showed such amazing bravery. And on the statue you could see him holding papers in his hand, symbolizing the papers he handed out to all the Jews. And then he was arrested by the Red Army and never seen again. So his family looked for him for many, many years, but he has not been found. So this is the way to the Swedish Embassy, and when we used to come here with the kids to renew their passports, I always pointed him out and told the story, so I hope they remember it. This is the back of the statue, and I'm guessing these things are all the paper that he handed out to the Hungarian Jews to save them. All the diplomatic protected papers. And around the corner we have the Swedish church as well. One of my kids is baptized there. The Swedish church have a really good Christmas fair, sort of end of November, that I can really recommend. Now we are on Crawford Street where I buy my crayfish and other Swedish goodies. It's called Totally Swedish and it's got so many lovely Swedish things. They stock loads of good Swedish foods and also my favorite Swedish beauty brand, Björk & Berries. no English person will love this one. It's kick and it's licorice. After a little candy snack, it's time for lunch, and my absolute favorite Swedish restaurant in London is Aquavit at St. James's Market. It's a proper, quite high-end restaurant. My favorite dish here is beef Söderberg. You get meat, fried potatoes, onions, eggs, and a horseradish cream. What's not to like? So for pudding, it can only be princess cake. So I head to Covent Garden area and a very small street called Rose Street. And here you find a tiny cafe called Bageriet. And they also have a bakery downstairs, so everything is very fresh. They also have wonderful cinnamon buns. Another great cafe is Fabrique, and I often end up in their Seven Dials store, but they have several cafes all around London. Söderberg in Soho is another great spot for lunch and for coffee, for quick meetings, and they also have really good cinnamon buns. And for a bit of Swedish fashion, it can only be Acne on Dover Street. The staff here gets 5 out of 5 stars for top service, and the clothes are pretty good as well. So I bought 3 different cinnamon buns from the different shops that I really like. So this one is from Bageriet, this one is from Fabrique, and this one is from Söderberg. And now we're going to see which one is the nicest. And one more person is going to vote as well, and then we will see which one is the best. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Number 2. I'm also going to do them.
That's my fave.
Ooh, yes.
And maybe that's my second.
All right. And this got 0 points.
Well, they're all good, and they're all quite similar.
Yeah. I will have to try them once more. For me, it is... So the winner is the Fabrique bun. The most expensive and most unhealthy, I think. This is the most classic one that we would have in the olden days, for sure.
They're all very good, but the winner is definitely the Fabrique bulle. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next Friday at 3 p.m. Take care, have a good week.